Okay, the bed. The plan of action. Okay, the bed. The plan of action for today is to not get bitten by spiders. This truck is a complete spider fest. Never seen so many spiders in my entire life. And they're all angry. They don't like me. Take all the wiring out to the back. Gonna get rid of the bed boxes. On Craigslist for $80. It seems like a good deal. Nobody wants them, so they're probably going to go to Scrapman later today. And get the bed off this frame and then onto my wooden frame over there, which has been outside for 1.5 years and it's wood, so it's probably warped a little. So I'm hoping it's still straight enough where I can put it on and then start the shortening process. But that's the goal for today, to get that bed onto that wooden frame. It's Monday. I worked over the weekend. I'm definitely dragging my feet a little bit, so it's a plodding day. Let's just get stuff done. If this were a movie, I'd call it Balancing Point and it'd be a thriller, because this has already tried to kill me 3 times. Balancing, 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 kill me. Balancing Point, the movie in the 3rd act. Will it survive or will it not? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, so all bolts undone. Everything is loose in the bed, isn't really attached to the chassis anymore. Took the side cubby hole, whatever doobry hickey thing out. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. Just don't know, because that's exactly where the cut's going to happen. So I'm going to hit it with some cleaner and get the old girl clean. It should be pretty good, because this should be a lot different when I've cleaned it. Okay, she's ready for a close-up. No, she's not ready. I'm getting her ready. Makes more sense. Never put the door behind where all the shit's going. I was expecting it to be cleaner than that. Detergent time. Okay, I think that's all I care to do right now. That's fine. At least no spiders are going to try and kill me. That's the main thing. It's so nice to have a sandblaster and a unit to sandblast in. We have our open sesame moment. Oh, spare tire, anybody? One careful lady owner. Yep. Of course we have an annoying sound and big cloud of dust, because that's what Californian gardeners like to do. They just like to create waves of dust. It's awesome, love it. So, open sesame moment. We have the frame in, fold it down, extended engine crane, and lift off. Now, I'm just gonna pull her out. Yeah. Okay, so touch heavier than I thought. Okay, what to do now? Chop her up. Ha ha! Makes me so sad. A brand new Mustang just went past an S550. Really nice looking car. And you're here for that manual change of a gear. Didn't happen. So sad. So sad. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Today has been an absolute bear of a day. Everything's been heavy and dirty. And everything has tried to flip my way and try to land on me, and stuff like that. But finally we got the bed off the frame and onto my wooden frame that I use for shortening the bed. Don't know why it seemed so hard this time. Last time when I did the last bed for the orange truck, it seemed easier. This time the bed was in here, the hoist was on the wrong side, the frame was on the wrong side, and I literally had to carry a complete engine crane over the top of the bed through complete lack of planning and rushing and lack of foresight and general stupidity. But we got it done. So tomorrow we're going to be chopping. We're going to be starting on the chop for the front half of the bed. I'm glad today's over. I'm glad I've got plenty done. I'm glad it's over. I now need a drink. See you tomorrow. Hey, the start of the bed chop. And I have to admit, hey there, welcome back to Nathan's Scrapyard. So today's the big day, the start of the actual bed chop. We're going to be doing the front chop first, and then that'll probably take all of today, and then may get it tacked on today. Don't know, we'll see how it goes. Didn't do anything at all yesterday because the day before when I took the bed off the frame itself, I was absolutely exhausted. And I've got to admit, it's big and intimidating as a job, and I've been putting it off. But forced myself to get out here and literally just put one foot in front of the other, and whatever progress I make today is more than I would have made if I hadn't done anything at all. So that's where we're at. We're going to start slowly and methodically, and I shall try and be as clear as I can with all the measurements and cuts that we do today. Let's get on. One thing I did just realise about the bed chop is I gave several guys completely wrong information, so hopefully they'll be watching this. So from the front you remove 16 inches, and from the rear you remove 4 inches. Now I got completely confused thinking that the total bed shortening was 16. I told them 12 and 4, but it's not. The wheelbase gets shortened 16 inches, which is the entire shortening of the portion before the front wheels. So 16 before the front wheels, you gotta be kidding me. 16 before the back wheels, and 4 after the back wheels. Okay, so my front cut line is 10.5 inches from the very front edge, including the lip of the bed itself. So 10.5 inches all the way down, put on tape. So I've got my front cut line. So then what I do, get this right angle thing, and you can't measure from this cross member, and obviously we've got a plane, so I'll give it a second. You can't measure from this front cross member here because it sits out from this front wall, and that's where you're going to be measuring from at the bottom for this front cut. Now on the previous bed, what I did was I extended my cut out kind of to there, then I went down this seam there, and then I rejoined, then I cut my portion off this front edge. So basically it had a dog leg in it once we'd done the cut, and I then spot welded the new front edge along there. But what I'm going to do this time, because the floor is fairly straight itself, is I'm just going to extend the cut straight all the way across to the other side, because all the ribs are pretty straight, and I fancy doing it that way this time. Let's just hope my cutting hand is straight. So there you can see I'm just going to take the cut straight across this time because the bed's straight. Seriously, every time I want to record something like that happens. Okay, so as you can see here, you can see I'm going to take the cut straight across, and have faith in my ability to cut straight, however misplaced that may be. Last time I did this I used a Sawzall, the reciprocating saw, and there was a lot of movement in that. This time I'm going to use the cutting disc because it's slower, you know, and a lot more like purposeful with the exact cut that I'm going to make. So
There we go. So I'm going to do the floor cut first and leave the sides intact. Then once I've done the floor cut, I can measure my interior vertical there that will match the exterior vertical, and I'll cut the outsides with the cutting disc, and then I will use the reciprocating saw, the Sawzall, to then go down that same cut on the outside and cut that inner skin as well. Wish me luck. So the floor's been cut and the outside skins have been cut, not all the way up because I've got to pull my engine crane up to support this when it eventually drops off. And now I've taped in where I'm going to watch. I'm going to have to use the reciprocating saw now, so I'm going to watch my blade as it comes down and hopefully keep it on the edge of this blue tape as close as I can. Now, I mean, with cuts like this and with bed shortening, you're dealing with damaged and undulated surfaces all the time, even to the point that in here you've got like a raised little seam, which is probably, I don't know, about like 1 or 2 millimeters. So all I can say is you kind of have to judge your straight lines, if you will. A lot of the time I'll use pieces of metal or rules, and I'll just draw, you can see the marks, you know, where I need things. Sometimes it's not exact measurements, sometimes it's, you know, it's just not exactly the same because stuff's taken damage. A right angle is a really good thing because, you know, you can run up and down surfaces, you know, and it will keep you as close as you can. Stuff will be slightly out, but that's why you become a better welder when you're putting it back together. So next time you see this, another 2 pieces. There she is, like a ship departing from a dock. God, I'm feeling very poetic nowadays. Super pro, obviously, with my engine hoist. Couldn't get both the legs out with my table, so only on one leg, but still, you know, semi-pro. Pro-am. That's what I kind of think. Something that has a nice sound. What's that? Woo! Very nice. It's kind of cool having Chevy's design department at the bottom of the street. So, right, anyway, back on point. So now, we have a lovely, lovely, lovely straight edge to measure 16 inches. Do it all again. Okay, got a little ahead of myself, as per usual. So, yep, what I did this time was I got a piece of steel, measured it to 16 inches, and I could just run it off the edge, and, you know, it was a simple measurement then. So again, taped it all up, put lots of little marks all the way down, taped it all up, did the same on the inside. Now, one thing, okay, so if you want to see something that isn't perfect, I have a 2/16 bow out there, okay? So as long as I mimic that with that cut, everything's fine and it'll stay square. But I suppose it's just heads up, you know, once you've done, as I say, stuff's bent, this stuff's 50 years old, I'm not perfect. Just have a real good look around, and if something looks like it's not square, just put a straight edge against it and see if you've got to account for it in your next cut. The ship has definitely departed the dock this time. Both of them. So, second cut done. So now, what I did last time, I completely second skinned the whole of everything, basically. So I could butt weld it and there'd be a nice thick, you know, double skin to weld to. But the welding's better now, and I'd rather do it quicker as opposed to chopping up the other pieces of the other bed, you know, to make like sleeves, if you will. So what I'm going to do now, I'm probably going to put one there, and one further down to line it up, and a couple in the middle to support it. Just kind of like tabs to slide it onto, as opposed to double skinning the whole thing, and then hopefully slide it all back on. Game on. So here we go. So what I originally wanted to do was use some of the old steel from the bed, but it was taking too long to clean it up. To be honest with you, I couldn't really be arsed. So I have used some steel from the bed just to do the curved part, but the rest of it, I just had some box lying around which is already clean, and will just act as a bit of a holder and a guide for when I slide it on right now. So within minutes we're going to see whether the theory works. Game on. Okay, so here goes. I'm gonna gonna try and lift it on to begin with, because I can't be bothered with the engine crane. So hopefully I'll be able to get it on. Yeah. And of course, I left the door swinging down here. Okay, second go. So at this point you realise you need another tie down. It's gonna need some tickling. So definitely gonna need a little bit of tickling here and there, but yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm gonna put some more guide points at the inner two edges just to hold the top two parts in. But you know, not too bad. Not too bad. Right, the front cut is tacked right now. Still don't know what we're going to do with that door. Who knows? Who knows what the future will hold. So that's all good, all being held in place. So the rear cut, on the other truck, when I did this cut, I lost that cross member there. I cut either side of that. Now obviously I'm on a wooden bed in there and it doesn't really matter. Yay! Nice big cobwebs. So yeah, but this one I want to keep more of the floor. So I am cutting further forward. So I'm cutting further forward, and there's a stabilizer that you can see on the other side. Right, where's my finger? Where's my finger? There, which basically just stabilizes this part. I'm gonna run into that ever so slightly on the front edge of this, so it's 4 inches is going to be taken out. On this front edge I'm going to be running into it slightly, but not totally. I'm just going to be nipping this edge of it, so I'm in between that stay and the cross member. That's where this cut's going to be, and it is 12.5 inches from that seam to that cut line. So just on the back cut right now, and that's the 4 inches. So when I'm talking about dealing with beaten up stuff and 50-year-old stuff, and it seems Ford's build quality as well. See how I kind of got a lip? So this part's lower than the floor, the lip going that way. Over to this side, and it's as deep as my finger. This floor is as deep as my finger, lower than that flat piece. So what I'll do my cut, take my 4 inches out. Then what I'll probably do is run the blade up there, flatten it out, and then run the seam back out. So I'm gonna have a big step where my mounting point is. Thanks, Ford. Okay, end of, is it day 2? I think this is day 2 for the bed. So we have the front tacked in, and I'm really impatient with the welding, so I'm just gonna tack it over time because I end up welding too much and warping the metal. But all joints pretty good. I'm going to take that guide plate off, and then I'll finish the inside, so you won't, hopefully you won't be able to tell where the bed joins are. And then the rear, yeah, cuts are good all the way across, same as the other one. So that's probably going to, well, that's definitely it for tonight because I'm buggered. But yeah, so she is now a dainty little tiny bed, just like we like them. Access is a little tight, but held on with what I like to call miracle clips. Here's the back end. So pretty good gap all the way down. Happy with that. It's a nice straight cut. Use them as an earthing, a grounding point. Happy days. And then this side, I'll transfer some more clamps on once I start to weld this side. I'm going to do the other side first. Then, as I said before, that big step in that back piece, you can see how they're chopped the front half so I can lower it down. As I say, dealing with 50-year-old stuff, a lot of bent and weird stuff going on. So yeah, let's get our weld on. There was a casualty, unfortunately, and she broke at the wrong time, so she felt the wrath of me. Yeah, that's as far as it went. Okay, so yeah, good progress, really. So everything's tacked. Well, no, that's the only one that's left tacked, actually, because we're pretty well all done. And then, obviously, because my grinder's broken, those are a load of spots. I can't grind them down yet. Just literally spot after spot after spot, trying not to distort it. That was the bit that got chopped out. Everything all good up to the other side. You can see there the little chop I had to do to make that inner box section meet. And see, this is the finished one, and it's not perfect. There is a step, and I'm really unhappy about it. But oh no, next time. I think the heat on the welder was too high, and I wasn't patient enough. And like a plonker, I just kind of fought it as opposed to messing about with the dials. It's a kind of a heavy price to pay, really. And this one, again, tons and tons of spots. So hopefully we don't warp it. The reason why there's a gap there and a gap on that side is because I was going to cut those guide pieces out, you know, and then spot it so you wouldn't be able to tell if there was a joint on the inside or the outside. But obviously, with the grinder dying, I wasn't able to do that. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, really. So that's it. I'm going to call a wrap on the bed episode for now. Still going to do the finish welding and the grinding down. Whatever bodywork and finishing it's going to get is going to be down the road. I just wanted to get it short and get that job done because I was waiting for parts from LMC, which have now arrived. So tomorrow morning, going to get a new grinder, probably run out of wire or something like that as well. I can do a little bit tomorrow morning. We've got to work tomorrow night, so that cuts my time down. So all the welding will get finished and all the grinding will get finished tomorrow, and I'll be back on the cab as well. We're putting the new front mounts on and making the rear cross member in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Get me on Facebook, Nathan's Garage, Instagram, Nathan's Garage Official, and also a new one, Twitter, Nathan's Garage. I think it's like maybe a capital N. I don't know. There's no apostrophe. Nathan's Garage. I'm not too active on there yet, but whatever. So, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.